Okay, chapter 15, here we go. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Azariah, son of Amaziah, king of Judah, became king. He was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jechaliah of Jerusalem. He did right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah had done. Only the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Getting tired of that. Verse 5, the Lord struck the king so that he was a leper to the day of his death, and he lived in a separate house, while Jotham, the king's son, was over the household, judging the people of the land. All right, so something I've come to find out while studying the books of Kings is that you really need to overlap them with the books of Chronicles, which will be our next series of Old Testament books. There are many details left out in Kings that are explained in the Chronicles books. This is a huge reason why I wanted to do a study like this with my friends and family. Many times when you read the Bible for the first time, stuff like this can really confuse a person. In this situation, it was not the high places that caused God to strike Azariah. We've seen many other kings worship on the high places with the intent of getting closer to God, and God didn't like it, but he didn't specifically punish them for it. The answer to God striking him with leprosy is found in 2 Chronicles chapter 26. It explains to us that the reason he was struck is his heart became proud. He posed as a priest, went into God's temple, and burned incense on the altar. And to make things even more challenging for us reading the Bible today, when we get to 2 Chronicles chapter 26, Azariah goes by the name Uzziah, likely because of his role as co-king with his son Jotham. But then, in the same chapter, guess what his high priest name was? Azariah. I'm serious. Totally different guy, super confusing. But bottom line, up until he became proud, he did do right in the sight of the Lord. Verse 6. Now the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David. And Jotham, his son, became king in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Zechariah, the son of Jeroboam, became king over Israel in Samaria for 6 months. He did evil in the sight of the Lord, as his fathers had done. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. Then Shallum, the son of Jabesh, conspired against him and struck him before the people and killed him, and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the acts of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. This is the word of the Lord which he spoke to Jehu, saying, your sons to the 4th generation shall sit on the throne of Israel. And so it was. And we read about God's promise to Jehu in chapter 10, verse 30, and this was because Jehu tore down what Ahab had built. Verse 13, Shallum, son of Jabesh, became king in the 39th year of Uzziah, king of Judah. And there it is already. Uzziah was Azariah. Crazy. And he reigned 1 month in Samaria. Then Menahem, son of Gadi, went up from Tirzah and came to Samaria, and struck Shallum, son of Jabesh, in Samaria, and killed him and became king in his place. Now the rest of the acts of Shallum and his conspiracy which he made, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. Then Menahem struck Tifsah and all who were in it and its borders from Tirzah, because they did not open to him. Therefore he struck it, and ripped up all its women who were with child. That's rough. Verse 17. In the 39th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Menahem, son of Gadi, became king over Israel, and reigned 10 years in Samaria. He did evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart all his days from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. Pul, king of Assyria, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, so that his hand might be with him to strengthen the kingdom under his rule. Then Menahem exacted the money from Israel, even from all the mighty men of wealth, from each man 50 shekels of silver to pay the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria returned and did not remain there in the land. Now the rest of the acts of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Menahem slept with his fathers, and Pekahiah, which cool name, his son, became king in his place. In the 50th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Pekahiah, son of Menahem, became king over Israel in Samaria and reigned 2 years. He did evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. Then Pekah, son of Remaliah, his officer, conspired against him, talking about Pekahiah, and struck him in Samaria, in the castle of the king's house with Argob and Azariah, and with him were 50 men of the Gileadites, and he killed him and became king in his place. Now the rest of the acts of Pekahiah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, king of Judah, Pekah, son of Remaliah, became king over Israel in Samaria, and reigned 20 years. He did evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. In the days of Pekah, king of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, came and captured Ijon and Abel-Beth-Maachah and Janoah and Kadesh and Hazor and Gilead and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali, and he carried them captive to Assyria. And Hoshea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against Pekah, the son of Remaliah, and struck him and put him to death and became king in his place, in the 20th year of Jotham, the son of Uzziah. Now the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, became king. He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. He did what was right in the sight of the Lord. He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. Only the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. He built the upper gate of the house of the Lord. Now the rest of the acts of Jotham and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? In those days the Lord began to send Rezin, king of Aram, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, against Judah. And Jotham slept with his fathers, and he was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father. And Ahaz, his son, became king in his place. And that'll do it for the day. Let's stay close to God, repentant, obedient, in prayer, and keep on keeping on. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, Lord willing. God bless your day. Take care.